Time Loop Joseon Korea Old Kingdom Maid of Mobius 11-20. Part 2 Rewriting the McJang Script. 11th episode Subtle Power. Eun-chan utilized the information gained from the loops to predict and resolve minor palace incidents, and her predictive abilities gradually earned her the reputation of having divine foresight. She began to establish an unprecedented position for a mere court lady. Your Majesty, the hairpin you lost this morning is hidden behind the scrolls in the study. It will be found soon. Her Royal Highness the Grand Dowager Queen, you will have a severe cough tonight. So please prepare warm medicinal herbs in advance. She found the Queen's lost hairpin, predicted and treated the Grand Dowager Queen's sudden illness, thus acting as a problem solver for various factions and earning their trust. This became a crucial stepping stone for Eun-chan to gain influence within the palace. As her predictions consistently proved accurate, people began to fear her yet gradually started to follow her lead. 12th episode Unrelenting Threats. Although the Crown Prince's life was saved, the forces plotting against him remained active. The loops continued and Eun-chan faced new conspiracies, threatening the Crown Prince in different ways each time. Poisoned gifts, false accusations, even assassination attempts cleverly disguised as wedding ceremonies. Eun-chan now skillfully manipulated death, the trigger for the loops, and began to deeply involve herself in the palace's power struggles. She navigated these crises with both daring provocation and intricate schemes. For instance, when Grand Minister Yoon's subordinate handed the Crown Prince a poisoned brush, Eun-chan deliberately knocked it to the ground, breaking its tip. The next day, when the subordinate was apprehended for the poisoning attempt, Eun-chan used him to reveal parts of Grand Minister Yoon's hidden plans, dealing a small blow to the Grand Minister. 13th episode The Queen's Hidden Tears. In one of the repeated loops, Eun-chan discovered a critical secret that the Queen had hidden deep within the Queen's chambers in a worn box. She secretly looked into every night. Eun-chan found faded baby clothes and a small jade pendant. Your Majesty, what is this? Eun-chan asked cautiously. The Queen's face turned icy. How dare you glimpse what is not meant for your eyes? But Eun-chan didn't back down. She instinctively knew that the Queen's son was not truly dead, but alive somewhere, hidden by Grand Minister Yoon. Seeing the deep maternal affection and despair hidden behind the Queen's cold facade, Eun-chan began to understand her. In the Queen's tears, she found a reflection of her own pain. 14th episode The Grand Dowager Queen's Shadow. Eun-chan observed suspicious movements from the Grand Dowager Queen's chambers. Though outwardly a benevolent elderly woman, the Grand Dowager Queen was, in reality, a shadowy figure wielding significant power behind the palace intrigues. Through the loops, Eun-chan discovered that the Grand Dowager Queen had a long-standing alliance with Grand Minister Yoon, and that the Crown Prince's assassination attempts were also orchestrated by Yoon. The Grand Dowager Queen, discontent with her son, the king's puppet-like existence, colluded with Yoon to seize control of the royal family through the Crown Prince. Eun-chan intercepted a secret letter sent from the Grand Dowager Queen to Yoon's confidant, and cleverly redirected it back to Yoon, sowing seeds of distrust between them. 15th episode The Ambition of the Maternal Relatives. Grand Minister Yoon was the most powerful figure among the Queen's maternal relatives. Through the loops, Eun-chan realized that the Yoon family's greed was beyond imagination. They embezzled taxes from the common people, engaged in bribery, and even pilfered royal treasures. Eun-chan understood that Grand Minister Yoon wasn't merely seeking power. He was actively corrupting Joseon for his personal gain. She covertly infiltrated a lavish banquet held at Grand Minister Yoon's estate, disguised as a court lady, and managed to secure crucial evidence regarding his illicit financial dealings. Their malfeasance was truly staggering. 16th episode The Tragic Prophecy. In one of the repeated loops, Eun-chan stumbled upon an ancient prophecy book in the palace's old library. The prophecy foretold a royal curse if one not of the true bloodline ascends the throne. A curse of blood shall descend, and to break this curse, one of pure blood must be sacrificed. Eun-chan instinctively knew this prophecy was deeply connected to the Crown Prince's birth secret. As she deciphered the prophecy's grim verses, an ominous premonition about her own fate began to gnaw at her. 17th episode The Crown Prince's Anguish. Crown Prince He gradually became dependent on Eun-chan's uncanny ability to predict events. He no longer saw her as a mere court lady, but as someone who could foresee his destiny. Court Lady Eunbi, how is it that you know all these things? Do you possess divine foresight? The Crown Prince's eyes held both reverence and an unsettling fear. However, the fragments of truth Eun-chan revealed plunged the Crown Prince into deep anguish. Doubts about his own birth, the immense burden of the throne, and the endless conspiracies surrounding him. The Crown Prince grew increasingly isolated. His inner world was filled with confusion and questions about whether he truly deserved to be king. 18th episode Eun-gi-jun's Devotion. Under Eun-chan's persuasion, Eun-gi-jun began to secretly monitor Grand Minister Yoon to protect Princess Haejong. He covertly tracked Yoon's movements, and even infiltrated his study to search for clues. Ji-jun concealed his unrequited love for Princess Haejong, willing to sacrifice himself for her safety. His unwavering devotion deeply moved Eun-chan. Honored guard, why do you engage in such reckless acts? You might lose your life. Eun-chan asked, concerned. Ji-jun, glancing towards where Princess Haejong had passed, replied quietly, when there is something to protect, one must brave recklessness. This is the path I have chosen. 19th episode Princess Haejong's Awakening. Princess Haejong initially found Ji-jun's excessive attention burdensome, but seeing his efforts to protect her, her heart gradually softened. She realized that a political marriage, orchestrated by Grand Minister Yoon, would only isolate her further. She resolved to forge her own destiny and seek freedom from the royal court's constraints. I no longer wish to live as a mere puppet in the palace. I will carve my own destiny. She sought help from Eun-chan and Ji-jun, forming a secret alliance with them and the crown prince. Princess Haejong's strong will became a great source of strength for Eun-chan. 20th episode The Unpredictable Loop. Eun-chan realized that the trigger for the next loop might not be the crown prince's death. She received ominous hints that someone she hadn't killed, someone unpredictable, could initiate a new loop. A hidden spy within the palace, or perhaps another device concealed by Grand Minister Yoon. The unsettling thought haunted her nights. She now understood that she was battling not just a mere script, but a living fate. 20th episode cliffhanger. A hint suggests that someone Eun-chan didn't kill might trigger a new loop.